Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Piranha Motorsports, and this week we're finally working on the car that's been in the background of pretty much every single video since day one, and it's my VE Calais. Yep.
That's enough work for one day.
So I bought this car a while ago now. It had symptoms of the usual Alloytec issues. A miss on one cylinder. These things are notorious for dropping an injector driver in the ECU or dropping an injector in general. I've seen both. I've witnessed an injector shit itself on our own car, but this one has had new injectors put in it and a few other bits and pieces, and it still had a miss. So we bought it with that issue quite cheap, and we did do an initial tear down on all the basics around the front well before we even started up the YouTube channel. So we've got it down to the inlet manifold's off, the rock covers are off, the timing cover's off, radio and everything's out. So we're digging in because we actually did a compression test and found out that the number 4? No. 4?
No. Looks like
3? No, it is 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4, yeah, number 4 cylinder is much down on compression compared to the rest of them. The rest of them are actually quite good, except for that one. So we of course are going to take the next path and rip the cylinder head off and dive in and find out what's the actual issue. Now, with a little bit of groundwork, thanks very much to YouTube, these things have a tendency of valve issues and a few other bits and pieces. So it has actually had a new injector put on that particular cylinder trying to chase down the issue. Now, apparently they put the injector in trying to chase the issue down. Maybe perhaps it actually shit the injector, and that could be the cause of the flow-on effect issue of maybe a melted piston or whatever. But we're about to find out. It seems to... Oh, look at that. There's a Tirana going past. It's not what you see every day. So we are diving in to do exactly the diagnosis. So let's get you in here and have a look. Now, we are going to actually do a timing chain replacement on this while we're here. There's nothing wrong with the timing chains, actually. These things actually look pretty good. Even the tensioners don't seem to be punched their way all the way out, so they've still got a bit of life left. But while we're here, we're going to dig in and do it. But that'll come up on a future episode. This one, we're just going to dive in and find out what the actual issue is with the car. It is not the normal Leo style Alloytec, this is actually an LLT. The LLT is the SIDI version, direct injected, etc, etc, etc. So that's also been a pain in the ass, because I did consider just going and grabbing another motor and doing a swap on it, and be done with it. However, these things are like $2.5 grand just for a replacement wrecker motor with unknown condition. So
Yeah, I reckon on Facebook this morning there was one for 2.2.
yeah, 2.2, and that's from a wrecker with probably 200,000+ kilometers that runs well, doesn't have any timing chain noise. Not really where I'm going. So for that sort of money, we can rip this out. I can new rings, new bearings, new gaskets, new timing chains. I could even put upgraded camshafts in it and all that sort of stuff for that sort of money, and I'd rather go that path. So we're going to dive in. You're on time lapse as we speak. Where is it? Yep. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the time lapse and the tunes, which we haven't actually had a time lapse tune for a little while. As we dig in and get this cylinder head off and find out exactly what the problem is. Alright, dipstick tube's out. Dropped the thing, bolt. We have the oil filter adapter thing. That's one hell of a piece of engineering, that thing is. So we're just working on getting heat shield off, and then we can get oxygen sensor out of the way, and we can dive in there and get exhaust manifold off, and then we'll do timing chain. Okay, there's a line that goes across the back for the fuel injector bolts. Fuel injection system bolts under the back of the other head. That's off. Exhaust manifold, instead of undoing it here, we're just undone at the cat. The shield's off, so now we only have head bolts and timing chain. Now there's two bolts, one's here as you can see, the other one however is hidden in there, so you have to take the timing chain off. So you might be able to maybe get down there and get it, but it's got to come off. Timing chain's got to come off anyway to get the heads off. So yeah, we'll crack these and get her off. Right, chain tensioner guides are off. Yes, we will be dealing with the rest of the timing chain setup once we diagnose what the issue is and get that sorted. So don't fret over that. We will do a separate issue. I'll do a separate episode just on timing chain replacement. That way, it'll help out whoever's looking for a timing chain replacement video, because there's lots of actual timing chain replacement videos on YouTube. Feel free to go and look at them because they're very helpful. However, this will be us learning on our way, but hopefully showing you in a way that you guys can understand it, because some of it's actually quite it's quite daunting. We haven't done one yet, so we'll literally be learning, but some of the videos are also quite not exactly user friendly when it comes to. It's all good if you, like, they're videos of guys that have done it many times before, so they just kind of like la, 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 off they go, and all of a sudden timing chains are done. Well, it's a step by step, but not really what we're looking for. So hopefully I can do a video that's helpful, not just for us, for the future, because look, let's be honest, you can pick up a cheap Commodore that just requires timing chains pretty easy, and to know it is pretty handy, and if everybody else knows it too, well then you can put some timing chains on your car.
You grab the front.
Should we grab these out? Can't grab that one out, but that one comes out. Let me just record what we're doing. Gotta record everything. So that was entertaining. All the bolts come out except for one, and it decided it wanted to round itself off, and of course that's not exactly the easy way to go. So we've had to drill the head off because that's the only way to get it out. Now we're going to have to slide it over the top and then get the shaft of the bolt out afterwards. So we're about to take it off and see what we find. Rightio, well, confirmation of exactly what we thought in the end.
The motor over and have a look at the bore.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've found the issue of exactly why the car had 50 pound of pressure in one cylinder and skyrocketed in all the others. And let's have a look. There is your answer. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. So, it's been run like that for quite some time. You can see how filthy everything is in there. That is our reason why, which is fantastic. That is great news. That is actually absolutely fantastic news, because as long as it hasn't damaged the seat or the bore, which that bolt is now just screwing out, fantastic. I don't think it's, the piston still looks okay. You can see where there's a couple little spots on it where you can see the chunks rattled around before it's gone and exited the building. Hopefully the bore's still okay. So you can see there's some marks on the piston there. Look at the clear different colours. I mean, that cylinder's been running like that for quite some time, and even the guy I bought it from said that he'd been driving around like it for ages because he just gave up, but he wanted another car to drive down to the pub with. So, well, we've confirmed the issue with the car. So let us have a quick see if we can spin this around, double check to make sure the bore's okay, and then we'll show you what we're going to do about fixing this issue. Well, we just took a valve out of the head, and I think it's fairly safe to say it's got an issue. But the valve looks good. Other than that, the guide looks good. The seat looks good. Okay, handy when you've got plenty of spare parts. Hoarding's not such a bad idea sometimes. Well, this is a Leo motor. Bought this a while ago. It's meant to be low kilometres. Doesn't exactly look like low kilometres. If it is, it's been not very well serviced. We're going to get a valve out of this one. I've also got an LFX down there and an Ecotech, so that's a backup plan if we ever need any more parts, but we should be fine for that. This is where we're going to go. So we just got our tools. We're going to grab the cams off, timing chain off, exhaust manifold off, and we'll get this head lifted and get our valve out. Okay, 1, 2, skip a few 99, 100. Heads up, and we did just lift it then, but I dropped all the rockers everywhere, so I just set it back down. Don't worry about it. It's all the way back to here.
It's just a spring clip in it.
Yeah. Right, so we'll take the head off. Everything looks pretty good for a valve wise, so we might take it back out to where the other valve is, how the head is, maybe, and do it out there.
Yeah,
Huh? What'd you bring? Oh, did you bring it with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll do it here then. Sounds good.
Just need something to put underneath the valve.
Yeah.
So it doesn't spring back and forwards.
This one's a little bit
Dirtier.
sludgy. This is of course a VZ motor, not a VE motor, so it is a little bit more sludgy due to the PVC setup and everything on these things. They changed over the VEs. Timing chains actually did look reasonably good. Like, there's a lot less wear on these than what's on the other ones. They're a different style of chain, actually. So I'm hoping that that timing chain setup that I've actually got will fit. I'll have to double check that. Nah, I might have to double check.
Cogs is different. They're spiky than the other ones.
Yeah, I might actually have to. That's that sort of chain. I might have to double check to see what sort of chain kit I've got, because if that's the case, I might either need to do a different chain kit or I need to put on the same chain again. But I don't really feel like doing that, so I might have to have a look and invest in a new set of chains. It depends on which ones I've got. I can't remember which ones I ordered, so I might have accidentally ordered the newer ones and didn't realise. If I didn't, then I'm gonna have to order new ones. Anyway, it's all good. I'm not gonna. No way I'm putting back together the motor without putting new lifters and new timing chains on it. So we'll get this head and we'll take the valve out and have a look. So once we get the valve out of the other head, we should be able to just lap it in and reassemble, theoretically.
Yep.
Looking quite promising. So hopefully this helps anybody who's got an Alloytec with, especially one of the SIDI ones with low compression. This is more than likely your answer. And the valves are the same between all of the models. You can use one from any of the Alloytec engines and replace it right across the board. So yeah, we've got a couple of spares and we'll just go with that. Well, good news is, just, I mean, to prove that we already knew, Leo valve, LLT valve. So they're both identical, they're both exactly the same heights, same sizes, the whole works. So you can interchange, which is perfect. Okay, so let's have a look at the reason why I've chosen this car. Everyone's going to turn around and say, it's just a dirty Alloytec. You're right. But, of course, since when do we ever stick by the rules, hey? By things that we should do, or everyone else recommends you do. This is a 2009 VE Calais V. So, top of the range, yeah, flash. I couldn't afford it. What's it, like a $90,000 car when it was new? This thing was a $2,500 running, driving licensed car with an issue. Good tyres all round. Car is actually almost immaculate. The paint is perfect, dirty, but it comes with factory tan leather interior. Quality Bose stereo system, yes. Sunroof, factory. DVD player in the headrest, in the head. What do they call it? No, it's not a headrest. In the roof lining. Pauline. And an unmolested car. Like, genuinely unmolested. Little rear spoiler. Everything's as it should be, and of course I've got some grand plans for it. I wouldn't mind having a bit of a play with an Alloytec down the track, probably just the mace cams, so exhaust system, tune, air intake, that sort of stuff, just to see what they go like and how much they open up and become hopefully not as greedy as you'd expect, but we'll see how we go. Obviously we're country, so I want to keep fuel economy right in the most frame of mind. Alright, well, there you go, that's it. We found out what the issue was with the car. So thanks very much for joining us on this episode of Piranha Motorsports. We will order up a new head gasket, some new head bolts. I already have a new valve. So our next episode will be on this car, which probably isn't going to be the next episode, but it'll be the next episode we do on this car will be we've got an LFX motor that's in the shed. We'll pull the head off that, we'll grab a valve out, we'll remove the valve from the motor, from the head, we'll reseat the valve, clean everything up. Hopefully the guide's good. And we will go over everything, make sure it's all good. When the new head gasket arrives and the head bolts, we'll start whacking it together, and then we'll do timing chains. So stay close for that video. It'll be coming up in the near future, but I think we're going to have to take our tarp down off this gazebo before we lose the whole bloody thing. We'll see you on the next episode of Piranha Motorsports. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, all that sort of stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.